Same answer.
You know, my problem.
There you go, man.
I feel like corporate media is no longer NBC, ABC. Now it's Google and
Oh, of
Alphabet
course.
and
That's not even a question.
Facebook.
It's, well, in a way, it's
But
worse.
but
Facebook
look,
is worse than ABC.
but it's
It all
more
needs to be
transparent.
decentralized. It needs to be
Yes.
decentralized.
Yes, sir.
There needs to be
Absolutely.
decentralized, open communication where people need to find out what the fuck is really going on. We're finding that through all these corporate, all these like internet companies, whether it's Google or whether it's Facebook or Instagram. If they can just censor you based on ideology, then you don't have freedom of speech because they're the primary means that people communicate. So until we accept that there's some sort of utility, it's not as simple as it's a private company. When it's literally one of the main 2 or 3 ways that human beings share ideas across the planet fucking Earth, it's bigger than just a company. And I don't know what the solution to that is, but we have to have that conversation.
Free the software.
Right
I mean,
now,
I mean,
we're not
Joe-
having that conversation.
They're abusing their power.
Right,
we are.
because the way it censors is always in favor of the left. And the people in the left think that's a good idea. But eventually you can't be left enough. It's just going to keep going. It's a machine. It's Pac-Man. It's just going to
Wait,
keep
can I-
shooting
can I say-
Wait. I
Feedback.
gotta ask Joe. So a couple years ago, you had Jack Dorsey on your show. You got a bunch of dislikes on the video. We ended up talking. You ended up inviting me out, and I don't know.
You destroyed him.
Well, it's not about that. I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel your opinion has changed since before we did that
That's a
show
big
and
question.
to where we're at today?
Well, there's a lot of things that have opened my eyes, like slowly but surely, like seeing examples of people censored, and some of them that don't make any sense at all. Like one of the best ones was Brett Weinstein and his whole this whole Unity Party.
Yep.
Yeah.
When that got censored, I was like, okay, you guys banned an account for no reason because you thought that account, which is by a bunch of influential intellectuals, was going to somehow or another take votes away from what you thought was the party that should win, and so you just banned the account. So now you're making like these ideological choices about free speech. So you're saying your free speech is not as important as the result that I want, and so you're going to ban people. And when I saw that, I was like, this is wild. This is fucking wild. And then I talked to a lot of people that were the Second Amendment advocates. They were saying before the election, they were going back into their Instagrams and their Facebooks and finding posts from 8-9 years ago and banning them for those posts.
Yep.
That they were going deep. Yeah, they were doing that just specifically because they didn't want people influencing the vote in any way. 1,000 here, 100 there. Like if they could just chip away through all these different angles. Like this is
and make examples
And
out
let's
of
just
people.
briefly look at that. Imagine it's one thing for an orthodoxy to take over and make you comply, but to punish you before it took over is thought crime. Before, I mean, this is mind control. This is like in science fiction. This was never dreamed of, where you're punished for behavior before the new orthodoxy comes in. So you don't just submit in the current state. You're going to pay for not adopting it before it was the new religion.
I got to correct you. This isn't not science fiction. This is what they did in the Soviet Union, where if you were on the wrong side before Stalin took over, you were executed with your family. So this has historical precedent.
No, I know it's been done
My
before.
family was literally tortured in
Yeah.
Poland for daring to question the government or not having the proper paperwork during a random passport check.
No. I know tyrants do that, Luke. I know tyrants do that. What is it?
It's listen. It's retroactive enforcement.
Yes.
Retroactive.
They cut his fucking nose in Chinatown.
Let me. I want to counter this though, because we were actually heading in a direction in this conversation. We were talking about how we're actually starting to realize how deceptive the media is, and then I pointed it over to Drew because these same tools are what allowed Drew to be on the ground during the Rittenhouse during the Kenosha incident, film it, and then be a witness. The media could have absolutely shut it down. You'd see a newspaper article and it would say white supremacist crosses state lines with gun, and that's the only thing you'd know. And they tried it. Drew, Richie, Jorge Ventura, Elijah Schaefer.
They broke that paradigm.
You guys were down there.
And then to watch the prosecutor try to go, oh, you're a right winger, you're evil. It's like, it's footage, it's raw. Like Joe said, oh, and then they saw the raw footage. Once you see that, it's game over.
He literally
ready
tried
for
to
the
say
world
that
of
my
deepfakes,
footage
man.
was slanted in a certain way, and I responded and I said, well, yes, it's BLM and Antifa literally rioting in the footage. What people need to understand is this propaganda is so dangerous, not because they're just telling lies, but they're attempting to control the narrative, which is an attempt to control your mind. And that's what's dangerous. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, that should seriously concern you, because this is what they do to control the minds of millions of people. And it's allowed on a daily basis. And it's like, it's encouraged. And why don't people take issue with this, that people are trying to control your mind on a daily basis?
Because the average man would rather be safe than be free. We're taught since kids to defer to that expert at the front of the room.
Conform.
And
It's
one of the
also
reasons
the
they always
people-
just for one sentence.
cults.
One of the reasons they always talk about follow the experts. It's not just with COVID. It's also with this. Am I going to look at the footage and draw my own conclusion, or am I going to listen to the prosecutor?
Okay,
And I'm gonna
Joe,
listen
you
to
were
the
saying
prosecutor.
something.
So sad because I don't know